Hello. Good morning. Or good afternoon. Or good evening, everybody. Depending on what time it is for you or you are. Hi. Good morning, kitty cat. How you doing? She's been a desk cat lately, which is very cute and also a big problem if you're trying to currently do anything on the computer. All right, we've got this. We've got water. Hello, hi there. Yeah, Ryok, I heard about that secondhand. That is, I thought, wow, that's good to know. I wish I'd known that yesterday. There's something about like a quest that gives you a catalyzable hero piece. So decent gear from timewalking raids. Let's see. We need to load up WoW. That would be a good start. We need sound. Well, you guys have sound. I need sound. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. Let's see. These ones go here. Hi. Hello. How you doing? You sleep okay? Sale and stuff. We have Burning Crusade timewalking today. And I want to get that weekly quest done on maybe 2 characters. I kind of hooped myself a little bit. I'll tell you why. Is this the line to get my car registered? I'll register it in my notebook. Won't do you much good, but I can write it down. Got a pips in my main from the weekly? Holy, that's pretty nice. That's good. Hi. All right, let's see here. System, sound, audio. Anything? You guys have it. Why don't I have it? I'm connected. I'll log in and I'll mess around with it. Let's see. Hi, kitty. Finally got my Fellhawk yesterday. Nice. Congratulations. Hi, kitty. Mr. GM's always with it with the big useful info gets. He's good at that. Can we get a moose pup date? He is big and sleepy and hungry and sleepy and then excited and then tired. What do you want to know? He's a puppy. I want sound for one thing. It looks like you guys have sound, which means that I should maybe let's put these away and take them back out again. Thank you. When I was watching the World First streams, or Max's streams, I enjoyed how he had couches behind him so that when his dogs would jump up on them and fall asleep, he could see them in his camera. And one day I would love to have some kind of a background where Moose could lounge in an on-camera spot without needing a second camera anyway. I did the pet cam thing, and it's nice to be done with it. It caused a lot of problems. Let's see here. Hi. Any better? There we go. I got some sound now. Okie dokie. Should I do my hunter first? I'm in kind of a weird thing where I just got 4-piece on my hunter all and my druid all. And the thing that I did that I kind of wish I hadn't was start one before I felt like I was finished with the other one. I'm trying to open my guild tab. Let's see here. Let's get into a group and then make sure I have my five dungeons quest done. There we go. Promote to leader. Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't done that. I kind of wish I had just stuck with the hunter and found something else to do, like collecting or something for the last couple of streams at the end of last week. Because now that I have a druid and a hunter, and I just got 4-piece on both of them, I kind of feel like I never know which one I want to play. And I end up being like, well, neither of them then. I go back and forth until I short circuit, and then I go, well, maybe you need another one, I don't know. Max's dog's big forever puppies. They're very cute. Hello, Bezra. How you doing today? How's everybody's Thursday going? Holiday preparations or lack thereof. I have some baking to do today. And some cooking. but I've cleared up some time for it. I think normally cooking or baking stresses me out when I like don't commit to doing it, so I'm just kind of half doing it while doing other things. I think if I like clear a big block of time and I like do that thing that you did in home ec class where you get all your ingredients out first, like all of them, and then you measure as many of them as you possibly can before you even start anything. And then you're just making it like it's a recipe video where everything's already in cute little dishes. That's much more fun. You just got to put on like the right tunes for your prep, your cooking prep. Kitty, she's headbutting my keyboard and you're pressing buttons. And if you Alt F4, I will not be held accountable for this. Hi. How you doing? What if you sat on my lap? Is this because I moved the heating pad under my desk? Is that what this is about? You've decided you're going to occupy the upper desk space until such a time as the heat is restored? Let me see, actually. Let's see, turn this one on to like a 1. And then we chuck it under there. He's trying to talk to us. Thursday great. Hope the same to you in chat as well. I have some pets. That's good. Kitty. We're just gonna press some buttons. It's time walking. We're not too worried about which ones. Morning, Hazel in chat. How have you been? Good morning. I've been all right. I've been more or less. I don't know. I'm here. I'm not wildly late. That's a good sign. Oh, Kitty. Kitty, we steer with that hand. Saw a picture of a cat sitting on the top lid of an old case typewriter. Oh, I'm not healing. I'm looking at health bars like it matters. Kitty! Always been better than themselves in our workplace. I think that's adorable. Yeah. I don't have anything to complain about, so I'm not going to complain. But I've been better. I've been a bit off for a little while. I'm working on it. I've got plans. I'm not just ignoring it, I promise. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this. I think we timed that out. Kitty, there's warm on the floor. There's like a warm cat spot underneath my desk if you want. Or you could sit on my lap. Should we try that? Whoa. Around the mic. There you go. What about this? We're just not going to open up the meters and find out what we are or are not contributing to this time walking dungeon. Hope we get back on in the same boat. It's kind of a tough time of year too. Like it's very, very dark. Holidays can be kind of, you know, brain wacky for a lot of different reasons. Oh yeah, it's just one of those. Happens to lots of people. I have been mostly trying to find ways to do stream in like a cozy and manageable way that doesn't get me all grumpy and cute to watch. It's not that frustrating. We're just in time walking. Oh, she settled down. Hi, sweetie. Okay. I'm gonna try and be a good lap. We're gonna try and not move too much. What have I been doing the last day that I have to share? What do I have to talk about? I feel like there are things, but I don't really know. Taking for a cross-country move, both struggling, sending cozy vibes to everyone. Oh, that's big stressful. That's going to be something to come out on the other side, though. Having everything ready, pre-cut, measured, makes it great. Mise en place. I don't know if I've ever heard that in that. I think I've heard that phrase, but I never knew what it meant. My French is no good. We called it mess in place. They use it in professional kitchens for just prep. I mean, it's great for a lot of different kinds of projects, especially if you're like me and you tend to get overwhelmed just from the process of finding everything. Getting that part done separately without the pressure of there also being something that's like burning at the same time. Usually good. Usually good. How would you describe your top? So I've taken I've got like a pullover sweater, like a sweatshirt, and I've put an overshirt, I guess you would say. It's like a heavy canvas shirt. Some people will call them shackets, which is a amalgamation of the word shirt and jacket. But yeah, it's like an overshirt. Jacket's closer than sweater. I feel like sweaters need to be... Do they need to be knit? I guess the sweaters don't need to be knit. But I may have overdone it. It's not that cold. I'm just putting on clothes. It looks nice. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna make Moosey another batch of cookies. I don't think I let the ones that I made last time dehydrate enough, because before I got through the batch of them, the ones in the bottom were molding, and that's no good. I can't give my puppy moldy cookies, so threw them all out. I gotta make a new batch. And the third time, I'm gonna really, I think, do a longer and lower oven heat to like dry them out more, because they should last a long time. I've been promised, but I think they just had too much moisture in them still. Everything arranged in your line, pans, plates stocked, backup prep. Fully ready to go for when the doors opened? But mine said as much as anything. Kitchen jobs sound like they're stressful on a different plane. And I bet you some people like really thrive in that environment and do really well. I bet it would be cool to see. I never worked in one. I did a couple customer service jobs, but I never did food. Time walking Mount Dragon. I do. I got really lucky once, and it just happened to me. I never really sat down and farmed it. I think what I need to get, like, to figure out what I want to do in my alts, because I had some vague idea that I should do some keys this week on my hunter and on my druid. And I didn't know which one to start on, and I didn't really know, like, to what end. Like, I don't have a specific score, I guess, that I'm chasing on either of them. I know I'm going to bring this one to normal raid tonight, so she can try out and enjoy her new 4-set bonus. And then I want to pug a normal raid on my druid. Maybe on stream on the weekend, like see if I can join like some kind of a fresh normal clear. She's got 4-set now too, or he's got 4-set now too. It's Barnacles. But I'm just not very organized about my goals, and it makes me not want to do any of them. Untrue, because that map does not exist. It seems like inhumanely rare. It seems like one of those things that you almost can't sit down and brute force because of just how disgustingly rare it is. Everyone always told me I'd grow to hate the food where I worked. Never happened. Still my favorite restaurant. Hi, Haley. How are you doing today? Hunter or Druid more? Torn between the two? They're completely different things for me. I like Hunter DPS massively more than Druid DPS, but that's because I'm allergic to Bimkin. It seems like a great spec that I cannot play. I like healing on the Druid, or at least right now I'm enjoying the puzzle of figuring out how you heal on Druid these days, because it seems very different. They've changed it since Cataclysm, the Audacity, and I'm like, not lost, but I'm definitely floundering a little bit, trying to get my feet back under me, and I think that's normal, and I just need more practice, and I just need to not stress too much and take it too seriously. I also need to grab a couple weak warriors. That helps phenomenally. Got the new fire chicken appearance at a raid last night. Like, pack it up. Tears over. I've gotten pretty lucky too with appearances on my druid from doing stuff. And what if that's the game trying to push me towards the next thing? What if the universe just knows that whatever my next alt that I hit on the randomizer is going to be like the coolest thing ever, and it's like, here, take the world boss form, take the super bloom form, take the raid forms, take your tier set, get out of here, move on. Should include that in the news video. Should include what? Big hots, small hots, fast hots, slow hots. Oh, that they've changed druid since 2011. It stops becoming WoW news and it's just because it becomes Hazel discovered that they made a hotfix that she didn't care about before, but she's playing this all now. So now she thinks you should all know about it. Trying to figure out BM Hunter dealing with pets. Pet AI. Got the best trinket. Most of the macros in WoW, I think that helped a bit. It's a lot of sense. Am I helping? I am helping. That's good. It's time walking, so it's scaled, which makes it a little bit wonky. I can't trust my damage too much, but, you know, more seems good. I liked micromanaging my pet a lot in Classic, but in Retail, I'm lucky if I know where my pet is. I had for a while a Weakora that was like a visual beast cleave thing, and it would show me on nameplates whether or not a specific enemy in a pack was in range of my beast cleave. Was like being beast cloven, so to speak. And I liked that a lot, but it, either I broke it or it stopped working or I stopped caring or something. I don't have it anymore, and apparently I'm too lazy to get it back. I'm just kind of winging it. Greetings. Can finally sit down. Time walking? Are you okay? I know. I just want to do it on my priest and my hunter. And I've brought Flabby, which helps. He's on his DK right now, and I think he's going to bring Phil for my druid. I said priest, I meant druid. For the weekly box. Apparently, time walking raids are actually very worth on alts, but I still don't think I want to personally do it. I think it's a good idea that I don't want to do. Get on those well for a couple mails. Don't mind time walking. I think I'm very slowly coming around on it. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. I don't know what my problem has been. I did a bunch of it to level alts. That's one thing that's kind of making me a little bit hesitant to randomize roll and start another alt from the randomizer instead of from the list of characters I already have, is that now that we don't have any experience buffs anymore, leveling a fresh character like 1 to 70 is kind of a project. Like, it's a little bit of a commitment. It's not a nothing amount of time. I haven't leveled like that without an experience buff in a while, so I think I'm pretty spoiled. I think that I am I'm all miscalibrated. I'm going to be very impatient because I'm going to expect everything to be going at like super buff speeds. Level teams that are 60 or higher. Easy to get really tired of it if you use it to level alts. I think I don't mind right now because I'm streaming and I just want like a comfy thing to do with my hands while I talk to stream. But if I'm not streaming and I'm like, I've got 2 hours to play tonight or whatever it is.
Incoming.
And it's just completely up to me as to what sounds fun. Time walking does not figure very highly on that list. It only takes a couple of minutes to buy the boost. Yeah. I'm crunched. I'm lost. 60 to 70 is worse to me right now. It felt not too bad when I did it on my hunter, but that was still with the anniversary buff up. I did it almost entirely by leveling in the Dream Surge zone and a couple of dungeons. Dungeons are definitely faster. Fun to roam aimlessly through a zone sometimes. That's a good point. I think if I did randomize another alt, I mean, the problem is if I randomize an alt that I don't feel like I actually like, and I'm just playing it for the sake of following through on the randomizer, then I think all of that adventure, unless it, you know, sneaks up on me and grows on me, is going to feel like something that I didn't want to be doing. It's all a question of whether or not you wanted to be there, which is a tricky thing that you can't really brute force. I think you should try Mistweaver Monk next. People were kind of talking me into it, and I don't have any monk at all. I have no monks. It's another one of those things where, like, your DPS spec is melee and also uses a different main stat. It is the time of the Mistweaver this season. I owe it to myself to figure out Resto Druid a little bit better before I just jump into the next thing. Love it, but I like being melee. If you dislike it, you can play something else. It's just that I always got a bit tripped up whenever there was like a big difference between how it played when you were healing and how the DPS off spec worked. And by big difference, I just mean primary stat and being ranged versus melee. Like if I was going to play a Resto Shaman, my DPS spec would always be Ellie and not Enhance, because I wanted to stay in range and I wanted to stay with Int, so I didn't have to get like a different weapon and trinkets. And Mistweaver doesn't have that option. You're always going to need, if you want to set up a DPS spec for Questic or whatever, you're always going to need a different weapon and then potentially trinkets. Would you play a mage healer if they brought it over? I mean, never say never, but my initial instinct is, nah, not really. If there's a melee class you might like, it would be Windwalker Monk. Maybe. Oh, we got a transmog? I did get a transmog. Cool. Is this the Wild Hazel? Windwalker, so many buttons. It's something. Oh, I tried watching the... I'm gonna try and say this and it's gonna come out like absolute salad. Steven Spielberg, Morgan Freeman, CGI dinosaurs. Something Life on Our Planet Earth. I put that on because I'd had it on my list forever and I was like comatosely tired and I was just like, make TV, play pictures. And I put it on and the first episode, I think the first episode was like a table of contents episode where they like jump around through history and are like, these are all the cool things you can look forward to. And then like maybe they'll go more into depth in the individual things. But it was really throwing me off. I wanted to know more about I felt like we were skipping stuff. Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was just confusing. Like we're watching tigers and not dodo birds, terror birds, which look a lot like tall striders in WoW. And then there's like, I don't know. I want more details. I have weird questions. I want to know when the mushrooms happened. When dinosaurs were involved, I just want to see Triceratops be cute and T-Rex eat things. I don't know. There was some of that. A lot of times nature documentaries will really, and there must be data to support that people like this, but they hone in on the stories. Like they'll pick like an individual animal and they'll be like, this is Lulu Bagoo. And Lulu Bagoo needs to eat 45 pounds of berries so that she can have her babies over the winter, or like whatever the story is. And they were kind of sort of doing that a little bit. They weren't naming them, but they were like, this young female is trying to get back to her nesting grounds or whatever. And it's like, oh no, she's tripped and fallen onto another dinosaur. And I'm like, it's CGI. You did that. First of all, I have a lot of how do you know questions about things that happened like millions and millions of years ago. But second of all, and I'm sure there are reasons that they know, like they're not just making stuff up, but like I'm more interested in the process of like how they know these things. And then second of all, you CGI'd her to do that. Don't blame it on her. Like, I don't know. I want more facts and data and a little bit less, is the tiger gonna eat the big bird? Is the big bird gonna beat the other big bird, you know? These the magic of Nostarmor to go back in time. Look up the Quetzalcoatl sometimes. I was talking to Blathers in my Animal Crossing museum about that specific thing. The Big Bird dance fight. I like the Big Bird dance fight, although I also had some how do you know questions, because that seems like a difficult thing to know from fossils. And maybe they do, but like if so, the reason that they know must be really interesting. I would rather know more about that. Right here, what are we talking about? I should find out the actual name of it so we're not talking about 5 different shows. Hang on. It's called Life on Our Planet. It's on Netflix. Well, it's on Canadian Netflix. And it's about the evolutionary history of complex life on Earth. It's narrated by Morgan Freeman. Documentary is a bit of a strange... I think I want it to be more of a documentary, and it's trying to be something else. But then again, I should probably give it another episode, because maybe they're just trying to like really draw people in. YouTube channel called Mothlight? Oh, cool. Pet's not attacking. They gotta get there first. We want facts. At a national park that had a full-sized replica. Oh, I'm doyen. I'm also reading chat and falling behind. We're scooting ahead here. Absurdly big for a flying critter. Got Flabby, you can read chat. Oh. I went back to my old habits of browsing maps of the island or maps of Canada and on real estate listings and learning more about different places where I could actually afford to live. And wondering like how far away am I willing to move for an affordable home? And would I even like it there if I could get over driving X amount of hours to like come visit family? Which is a big open question because right now I don't even like driving 20 minutes to do anything. But you know, people can change. Yeah, Flabby's DK tanking. I think just for the cute. Nice of him. Is there any class that Flabby doesn't excel at? There's some classes he certainly doesn't gravitate towards as much, but I bet you anything he would be awesome at them if he tried. He's just one of those gamers that's just like really good. He's got a very good understanding of how things work and how to make them work. He's just got good instincts. What happened to your blood, DK? She's retired. She reached her goals and is now sitting on a sunny beach in Gadgetzan or something. Not actually, but I should move her to a sunny beach somewhere to symbolize her retirement. Sounds rough being out that far. Maybe. Maybe. But sometimes I like the idea of living in a quieter community. Assuming I could get enough internet to stream on. Which is like a real consideration. Because if I move and I can't stream, then I'm going to need a real career change. Or, you know, lean very heavily into some other kind of content. Or I pre-record all the streams. We just pretend they're live. Just upload them overnight. Depending on internet, sometimes it sounds nice to be in a much quieter place with less people and just more manageable everything. But I know it comes with its own problems. I've lived in places like that before. There's also like a whole spectrum of like out of the city. You know, there's suburby out of the city. There's like small suburby out of the city. There's little commuter towns. There's actual like rural places. There's all kinds, there's like out on an island in the ocean, like there's all kinds of different levels of it. And they all kind of have their own rules. Scoots, thank you for the 46-month resub. Thank you, Twitch, for reminding me it's subtime with an ad, definitely not related. But now I wanted to loop. New channel, Hazelnut Live, sub to that. I just like record myself gaming every night and then I upload it as a stream every morning. conversation all my friends are having, affordability of property versus location. Yeah. And you get used to things the way they are. But you can, you know, people are adaptable creatures. You can change, you can adapt to a lot. It's a question of which things are negotiable and which things are not. Sticking to renting because they don't want to give up convenience and access. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Whoop. Once you know what you value, the next steps fall into place. Values are really hard to figure out. They come up a lot in self-help advice. There's a lot of talk about once you've solidified your core values and you start making your choices in alignment with those, you know, things don't feel so hard. And that sounds wonderful, except that you can write down things that you think are important to you on a piece of paper. And then if it doesn't change anything, it's like, well, was that actually important to me? Do I actually not care? Am I a monster? You know, some things sound nice when you say them and they seem like they're probably true. Are they actually true? I don't know. How do you get values? Like at the store? You like, you know, conjure them on paper like a little girl with a magic drawing pad? Change over time. Because, there's like an uncomfortable truth in there somewhere that if like the way I behave is really determined by my values, then it's kind of a bummer to realize that my values include being a potato and turning into a worm in the earth. Because I don't do a whole lot. You know, sometimes you thought you were more than that. Maybe you're not. Oh, yeah. Potatoes are also in the earth until you pull them and then you eat them. And then they become fries. Worm values are valid. They seem kind of selfish and a little bit grim. Would you still love me if I was a worm? The thing that always comes up for me whenever... Oh, I've run the wrong way. Whenever worms come up in this depressing context is there's a song. And I don't know if... It must have been from something. I don't know if my parents invented this. But it was something that was like sung to kind of call out a child that was being overly dramatic. I guess. I don't know. Sounds awful when you say it like that. But, you know, it's the nobody likes me, everybody hates me, guess I'll go eat worms. And then I think there was something about, like, big ones, squishy ones. You know, it turns into the coconut song if you keep saying it long enough and you don't remember what it actually is. And it's like, well, I guess no one likes you, better go eat worms. And it's like, no, I don't want to eat worms. And then you just, like, move on with your life. I wondered if my dog would eat a worm if he saw one. I don't want him to, but there are probably worse things he's eaten. And I wonder if he would. Like, if Moose saw, like, just a worm, if he would be like, yep. I don't know. What about the worm bin? Yeah, we try not to eat those. They eat kitchen scraps. They don't get anxiety. They live simple lives. How do we know that? Because, like, when they're not happy with the amount of, like, food or moisture or something in the bin, they start trying to escape the bin. They take death-defying climbs up the side of the bin and start, like, looking for points of egress to, you know, I feel like if that's not anxiety, it's something else. Big ones, small ones, squishy, squishy, small ones. Yeah. Yeah. Reminds me of a kid's book, How to Eat Fried Worms. Yeah, I've enjoyed the worm bin, but I think it would make more sense if I had like a real garden. And maybe like a garage in which to keep them. I'm considering rehoming them to local compost and I don't know, there's community gardens that I'm sure would take them. And then recycling the bin and then having that like square foot of my life back. I'm trying to tidy up my place. It's a little bit cluttered and it's kind of stressing me out. let myself go the past couple of weeks. It always feels good to get like caught up on it. And you don't have to do it all in one go. That's the thing I remind myself is if it took me weeks to get to this place, there's nothing that says that you have to put it all back in one day. That's a bit unrealistic. I did a somewhat thorough vacuum yesterday, and I got all what I call the moosey bunnies, which are dust bunnies that are mainly comprised of moose hair and are 5 to 7 times the size of normal dust bunnies. And it looks better. You can see the floor now, at least for a couple days. Feels so good to get it done. I like decluttering a lot, and I'm lucky in that I don't really hold on to things. When you often look at media about people that are trying to edit their belongings and declutter and like kind of hoarding adjacent stories, there's usually a lot of feelings that are involved with letting go of things and deciding to get rid of things. And I don't have any problem with that part. I have problems with the logistics of getting rid of things. Like, you know, what am I going to donate? Where am I going to donate it? Do they want this thing? How do I drop it off? How do I get there? Will it fit in the car? Where do you park? Do you have to take a left turn onto that place? Like, the process of actually getting rid of stuff. Some things you can just put out on the curb and they'll go. But then you have to consider the weather, the traffic at the location, because you don't want to litter, so you want to give stuff the best chance of getting picked up. It's like the actual, like, if you could just, I've often fantasized about a world where you can just vendor things in your home the same way that you do in a video game, where you're just like clink, 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 and then you just make the things vanish, and then you also get like some money for them. Because, I mean, you could sell things, but then it's like, are you going to meet somebody someplace? Are you going to contact them online? Are you going to give out your actual phone number? Are you going to mask it with like an email thing? How often are you going to check that? Are they going to come to your place? Are you going to meet them somewhere? How do you fit in the car? Do you have to take a left turn off the road to get to that place? Like, it's a whole thing. That's the worst part for me. I hate logistics like that because, as you can see, they get out of control very quickly. Off for the holidays, so I have time. There you go. So I have a bunch of things that I've been meaning to donate that have just been kind of waiting for me to, I don't know, grow into a person that can do it, which is kind of a big ask. Feeling you don't like left turns. I don't like left turns unless I have a turn lane to turn from. I don't like making left turns across really busy lanes into parking lots if I am holding up the lane behind me while I wait for a gap. Can't stand that. It's no good, especially when I'm like looking for the turn, so I'm like slowing down in advance because I don't know where it is, and I'm like trying to find the parking lot you're trying to turn into. You know, that's week ruining for me. I will look up a route ahead of time, Google Maps, look at each intersection and figure out. Sometimes I'll park like a couple blocks away and then walk with stuff, or like walk to things if I feel like there's a less stressful place to park. And the longer I live someplace, the better, more comfy I get, because I get used to all the routes, and I'm like, oh, okay, if I'm going to like the car mechanic and I take this road, then this is pretty quiet. This has a left turn lane that with an actual light, and then you can get into it from this place. Like, I kind of figure out my routes to everywhere that help avoid like the most awful turns and stuff. But when I'm going to some place for the first time, it takes a lot of research to get to that point. One solution is to care a little less about this. But if I care less about turning into traffic, then I'm going to die. That's the problem. I am, and I know I haven't died yet, but like, it's dangerous. If I just turn across lanes into places. I had to go, it was a while ago, I was turning into a place off of a highway, and it was the only way to do it. Like, it was just like, there's a big highway, it's very curvy, people go very fast, and I had to make a left turn across oncoming to get into it. And people are also coming very fast behind you, because everybody speeds in this road, and it's also very twisty and turny, people commute it all the time. And I needed to turn left to get into this like mechanic place. And there's somebody coming, so I slow down so that I don't turn left in front of them and die. And then the person behind me is like leaning on their horn like, I can't stop, I'm a big truck. And it's like, what do you mean? I've signaled, I have brake lights. What do you want me to do? There's like no place to like turn around and come at it from the other direction. And that kind of scarred me. Like, I don't even know if they could stop. Maybe they didn't have brakes. I don't know. They were leaning on the horn the whole time, and it was like a huge truck. So I like took a gap that I wasn't confident on, which is, you know, a problem because I didn't want to get rear-ended. And I made it in, but I was like panicking for like a while. It's just, I'm scared of things because scary things happen when I do them. It's not like just in my head. Suggestions more about getting rid of things. You mean I shouldn't care about keeping them and I should just have them in my house? Or, like, which part should I not care about is the problem. Go past, make a U-turn if possible. I've never made a U-turn in my life. Driving is dangerous. Had an accident a month ago. Some guy was following too close. Terrifying. I need to talk about something else. Look ran out in front of my car on a road trip. Really messed up my mentality around driving. Pie. I have some apples. I had some thoughts about making an apple pie. I made sure to get ice cream in my freezer in advance because I feel like apple pie requires vanilla ice cream. And a couple of times I've been like, well, I'll make the pie, but I don't have the ice cream, and that's going to be a real problem. And so I just never made the pie, but I've got the ice cream on standby. What, you bacon? I was going to make gingerbread cookies, and I had done the routine where I take the butter out of the fridge and I put it back in the fridge, and I take it out of the fridge and I put it back in the fridge, because, like, you take it out in the morning, like, I'm going to make cookies today, and then the day comes through, and it's over, and you're like, I'm not making cookies today, and you put it back in the fridge. I did that a bunch of times, and then I finally go to my mother's, and I make cookies there with her, and I take some of them home. So I have cookies now. And I don't know if I'm going to make anything else. I need to ask if I'm going to bring anything to, like, a thing. And then my partner's birthday is tomorrow. So today I'm baking a birthday cake. And then I'm also making a special seafood chowder for dinner that he really likes. Best type of pie? As a kid, I would have said cherry pie. More grown-up me is less discriminating. I like lots of pies. I mostly like the pastry. Chicken Man back in Ironford dancing in the holiday caravan. All is well in the world. Kind of cake? It's a chocolate cake. I'm going to try and do a chocolate cake. I got a bunch of ingredients. I looked at 19 different recipes. I didn't pick any of them. I'm going to figure it out or something. And I don't want a single suggestion to the contrary because I already have enough of a non-plan. I don't need to be confused with any more options. So no more options. No suggestions. I don't want to hear one person say red velvet. I don't even like red velvet. I don't understand what it is. It looks like it should taste like dark strawberries, and it doesn't. Beloved neighborhood cafe selling bags of homemade Christmas cookies. Aww. Thought about adding more chocolate. I made sure to get some actual decent baking chocolate to use because half the time when I bake chocolate things, the recipe is like, use some good chocolate for this, you'll appreciate it. And I'm sitting there with like my 7-year-old thing of cocoa. It's not 7, I didn't move with it, but like an old thing of like just like cheap cocoa powder being like, this'll work, right? And yeah, it'll work, but you know. There's like, you know, regular Thursday night baking, and then there's like, it's somebody's birthday, and they only get one birthday a year. You gotta, sometimes it's worth doing things properly. It's like a little more chocolate cake that are tint because of chocolate chemistry. There was something to do with like buttermilk or acidity or something. I don't know. I think it looks cute, but that's okay. Some cultures have a name day, which is kind of a second birthday. Now it's just a diary cake. Tastes bad. What add-on for Mount Rarities? Mount Journal Enhanced. Mount Journal Enhanced. But my idea, because I wanted to make a layer cake. And I don't have multiple cake tins. I don't even have circular cake tins. I have one square thing. I was gonna just make, because I don't need it to be huge. I was just gonna make like basically one cake in that square tin, freeze it, and then very carefully with a very sharp knife slice that into like 4, and then stack them so it's like a teeny tiny 4-layered cake. That's going to be very tall and very narrow. I need to look at the dimensions of this thing. That might be goofy. Maybe 2 2-layer cakes? 1 3-layer cake and then extra cake for the freezer. Because we're not having, it's just for the 2 of us. We're not having anybody over. Well, it sounded like a good idea before. Cake for cake pops? Which weak you can use shows pet not attacking? It's a great question. I don't know. I'll, when I'm at a combat one day, I'll find out. I'm sure I grabbed it off like the BM Hunter Wowhead page of some kind. The Necromancer, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. It should open as soon as I exit combat, right? Because I, like, asked it to. Maybe I have to type the thing again.
Kill ads. Kill ads.
Options will finish loading after combat ends. I think I'm permanent in combat. I'll have to look at it after this. Like your YouTube content on Saturdays? Oh, thank you. I made cake pops one time. They didn't look very nice. Found on the BM Wowhead page? Oh, good. Oh, good. Is DBM telling you to chillax? I think it's kill ads, but that would be nice. Imagine like a WoW add-on, and it just tells you, listen, you're doing great. Calm down. Your mouse thermometer can tell that you are getting really sweaty, and for the good of your health, chillax. Tells you to stop shrimping and hydrate. I've been waking up in the morning and just like popping my shoulders back into human form with like loud, upsetting crunching sounds. I think I'm shrimping in my sleep is the problem. Like even if I go to sleep in like a normal position, I'll wake up and I'll just be like curled up on my front like a pill bug. Not super good for your back. Can't wait for midnight. Blood Elf aesthetic music has always been my fave. Oh, somebody leveled. Look at all these hunters. This is the last dungeon that my hunter needs, and then I can do some on my druid. It's nice just to get him out of the way. I don't need friendly nameplates. I'm not healing. I found I don't even really need him so much on my rested druid. I could maybe get away with using them to place my F-Flow properly, but like you want F-Flow to like stick around for a while. It's not like a Sanctify that you just place once. So you can kind of just stick it under melee. Tome of the Wilds, mount form? What's party members ready to mount? Well, that's good to know. Something's happening. Yeah, this place is nice. They got like a custom ceiling. I saw a place that had a custom popcorn ceiling. I should clarify, a little bit anti-popcorn ceiling. I'm not a huge fan of it. And this place not only had a popcorn ceiling, but they had layered it up in some places to make it extra thick and in like a big pattern. Like there was a big starburst around their ceiling fan. It was bizarre. And the realtor was trying to sell it as like a one-of-a-kind custom ceiling in the living room. And it was the goofiest looking thing. Never used friendly nameplates either. Yeah, I need him on my priest. When I'm playing Holy Priest, I can't play with Etha because otherwise it's impossible to play Sanctify really nicely. And good Sanctify placement's really important. Most places here come with it. Too much of a pain to remove. Like, yeah, no, I didn't see it in person. I am not at the stage of seeing places in person. It was also a place that was very far from me, but I've seen a great deal of real estate listings. It was on a real estate listing. Decorated from hell. It was $1 million decorators. Yeah, that's the one. But they're not AFK. They're talking about how they like turtles in chat. Why did how did that happen? I mean, maybe they weren't like with the group. I wasn't really paying attention. Who needs healers anyway? Apparently not us. I also don't have a pet. Or maybe I have a pet, but it's just, yeah. Confused by all the bouncing. Needs more hunters. Oh. See, this person's named their pets. Or at least they've named their Alec Zach. Oh, there's the weak horse screen. Okay. Doo-ba-doo. Nice. Let's see what we got. Time walking dungeons instead of knocking at the raid. I wanted to get the normal raid piece from doing the 5 dungeons, and I'm gonna do normal raid with my guild this evening on this character, so I have that all planned. Let's see how we did. But I don't really want to do the time walking raid. I know it's worthwhile. I just don't really like them. There we go. Any luck? I got a bow. I have a champion bow already that has time streak on it. It's transmog. That's something. It's actually like quite a cool transmog. In a lot of circumstances, a weapon would have been really good. You can upgrade it to get another appearance. Oh, I should hang on to it then. I should hang on to it. Alright, I want to turn in the Swirling Violent Shattrath just before I forget. Because I often do forget completely, so I want to do that. And then I'll get onto my Druid and maybe see if we can do 5 more. For how clean your bags are. Yeah, the Bladespire bagels really sending me here. I'll sort this out before I log over. Did you get your boots? Did I get my boots? What kind of boots? I think I missed something. I crafted some stuff on my druid yesterday after I turned off stream. She has her 2, or he has his 2 embellishes now. Shattrath over here. Hunter needed boots. Oh, champion boots. I must have gotten them from something. Champion boots from Darkheart Thicket. Must have gotten them from a key. Hunter's up to 462 now. I think I've gotten rid of all the explorer stuff. I think I've got minimum quality veteran. Yeah, I think veteran pieces are my worst pieces now. She's doing better. If she could get a lot of upgrades just from getting a bunch of flight stones and crests, like just slamming a bunch of keys, getting all of this veteran and champion stuff upgraded would make a big difference. Plus she's got 4 set. Okay. Do I need anything transmoggy? Yeah, actually I do. Here, let's get a couple of that one, that one. Okay. And then I can go back and sort out my bags a little bit because this is a problem. One's made for walking. You can do time walking after level 60. Chromie time is different. Yeah, Ujai explained it much more succinctly. I was trying to come up with words and I didn't have any. I dislike, and this is like a really, really minor pet peeve, but how like the innkeeper in there, not only is it one of those vendors where you have to click on something to get to the vendor screen instead of just clicking and then being able to start vendoring, but they also give me Secrets of Azeroth stuff every single time. So I think I'm just going to flat vendor everything and not worry about trying to sell anything, unless I might trade some stuff to an alt if it's something that like I could learn an appearance from. But I think for the most part I'm going to not worry too much. I'm just going to get rid of all this. So those are like learn for another item. Do I care? Yeah, kind of. I didn't, but then the I used to not care about that kind of thing, but oh, you know what did it was Dawn of the Infinites and their silly little things. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate that it works off item ID. It's stupid. I feel like they don't even want it to work off item ID. It has to be a technical thing. There's no way that somebody was like, you know what? This is how this should work. I know you've collected this appearance, but you didn't get it from this particular quest, so we're gonna give you that one. Congratulations. You know, there's no way that was the on-purpose choice. It has to be just like a weird technical thing. And then various meats and moats. Get rid of a couple things there. This is all fine. Those I'm gonna mail away. I've got champion legs waiting for extra catalyst charges. Yeah, that looks more reasonable. Inksy can learn these for the item ID, I suppose. I lost the time walking appearances since they refunded them. Shouldn't have done. No, they were added to my collection. Oh no, they were removed from my collection. Ugh. Why? I'm taking this very personally. Alts are so behind in crests, not funny. Mm. I think that if the catch-up was too strong, it would kind of... I like having a reason to play my alts. I like having lots of catch-up, and I like the Flightstone discount. But I think that if too many things were tradable, or if it was too good, then it's going to get to a point where it's like, well, what am I playing it for? But that's just me. That's just me. Alright, give me the stuff back. I'm going to delete it this time. That's usually what I do, is I just delete them to lock in the thing. So, because when you delete it, it doesn't refund and it doesn't take the appearance away. There's a lot of lookalike appearances too. That counts for a lot. Also don't like strong ketchup, more of a mayo person. Wear them and then sell them for the copper. Equip then vendor. I'm just really whiny that that's necessary. I know that the buyback is like in there for a reason, but I'm mad about it. I understand why it works. Never mind. Do you like my transmog? I got this hat. I won this hat out of my raid clear last night for Mog. And I wanted to come up with something that I could wear with it. So I gave her the fairy wings and this kind of like red and pink and purple robe. Didn't know it glows. Yeah, it's got a big glow on it. And you know what? I think this is one of the transmogs that actually looks great in a gnome. Because all you see is the top of the hat. It's got a whole clock situation going on. All you see is the top of the hat because your gnome is so tiny. And you get a lot of it. So I gave her the pine cone offhand and then some kind of mage looking dagger. Gray foxes that pop by here. Sat down, watched while I was outside yesterday. Oh. I've logged onto the wrong character. Why am I here? What did I want with this? I wanted to log onto my druid and do the time walking thing again. Oh, yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have opened that. I don't even think I needed those flight stones. I was just learning that for the item ID. But yeah, I like the red and the pink because there's red and, like, because all those colors are represented in the wings. And because the pink and the brim of the hat is tied in with a more warm-toned purple. Like, it's a pretty fuchsia or magenta adjacent purple on the actual fabric of the hat. Is why I like to do that. I want Barnacles. Blossom Bringer Barnacles. Barnacles' mod didn't even update. It's gotten even fancier. Oh, hang on. Sorry, one more time. I was hiding my UI to look at my mug. I'm gonna give you lead. I'm gonna get into some kind of a dungeon spec, but I'm gonna make sure I pick up the time walking. Kind of forgot to do that before I picked up Super Bloom Quest. But yeah, the Forest Lord antlers, I feel like were made for Barnacles. And then I like the little back thing on him too. I think it looks nice. It looks better on him than it looks on my gnome. It kind of gets lost on my gnome. But I like that it makes little birdies and stuff happen for him. It's a beautiful man. Find one, that's it for the rest of the game. That's fair. Yeah, he's ventilated. He's one with the trees. What a fancy tree, man. We also customized his moonkin into a fire moonkin lately because I got the fire moonkin to drop from my first LFR with my first LFR tendril. I wonder if time running is the heroic difficulty of time walking dungeons. What if it's a mythic plus difficulty and it's like a timed one? Timed time walking. And that's why they're running. Oh god, no. Yeah, I don't know if it would be popular, it's something they could do. So, challenge modes, yeah, basically. I think that was probably the existing speculation. The Mage Hat in Shadow form. I need to see it. Got the one priest could use. That would be something. Already takes 10 minutes with a brave tank. Yeah. Put it on a 3 to 4 minute timer. I have a feeling I'm not going to have all that much to do. I mean, I can do damage. I think the dots are a bit unnecessary. I don't know if my services are going to be required in time walking. Mop and Wad challenge was back in the day. They can bring them back properly, give others a chance. I have a feeling that if they brought them back, it would be a similar kind of thing to the Mage Tower, where they would bring it back and scale it back up and add new rewards instead of making the old ones available again. because those were pretty exclusive. Like I could see them doing like new colors or like an updated Phoenix, and like the armors and stuff, but not without stepping on the toes of the existing ones. They'll never make anybody happy no matter what they do with that. That is a no-win situation. Want them to give Horde players the option to buy the motorcycle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember back when that was a thing. It seemed like, oh man, Horde 1, they get their mount for free. Alliance players have to pay like 100k, and it was all like, oh no, we lost like the show or whatever, but in the long run, we kind of won the show because it is still available. This Mythic Plus season just started. We don't know when it'll end, but it's probably not for a while. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Lost the battle, won the war. What a strange show that was, too. I remember watching all of it because it felt like as a WoW fan I was required to. I felt like it was my duty to watch all of Azeroth Choppers. It was just so... I don't know. I don't really remember the specifics. They're contractually obligated to not give out the Death Wheel due to that contest? Oh. Weird. I like those mounts, but I never ride them. I could see why they would make Season 4 not a 0.3 patch if they're not planning to do a new raid tier. They're just planning to kind of do the revisiting victory lap kind of tier. They have specific ideas about what they want patch numbers to mean. I'm an orca whale. Transmog gun in the January trading post looks very nice. No reason to make things limited time only ever. The reason is that it gets people to do them. FOMO is like not a very consumer friendly thing to do, but it's incredibly effective at getting people to participate in stuff and also buy stuff if there's stuff to be bought. And the danger with them bringing back things that were previously promised to be like a FOMO thing is that if they do it too much, people stop believing them when they say that something's limited time, and it becomes like that marketing tactic becomes less effective. It's not something they do for us. Thanks to you, started doing 2v2 arenas with a friend, having a lot of fun, trying to get Challenger 2. Oh, nice! Don't experience FOMO, I experience JOMO. Is that John is missing out? with the O being an I somehow? Impulse control hard to conquer for many gamers. Joy of missing out. Oh. I thought it's just because your name's John Spitz. Yeah, I get the apathy of missing out, but I think I'm just getting old and grim. Hope they move away from FOMO marketing for nice stuff. I don't think that the FOMO stuff is going to completely crowd out every other thing available. I think there will continue to be nice things available for just playing the game normally. I think they've added, especially in this last patch, they've added some amazing things in the Emerald Dream that could have passed for shot mounts that you can get from just playing the game. However, I think that they're going to continue trending more in that direction. They've talked plenty in interviews about how they're paying attention to what's working in the industry, and increasingly the gaming industry is becoming more and more, you know, about, I don't want to say predatory, but like about those styles of marketing because they work. Like they make buckets of money. They wouldn't do it if it didn't make buckets of money. You just have to kind of decide at what point you don't want to play anymore is where we're left as consumers. Do you think Bobby leaving Xbox being in charge might change that? No. No, I would love to believe that, but I'm not that optimistic. Oh, I got a train spot. Meet new boss, same as old boss. You're always going to have, you know, it's a corporation and they're always going to be geared towards making money. It's not an indie game studio anymore. They can't get away with, you know, doing everything by gamers for gamers without all of this industry stuff that nobody likes that could make them lots of money. Their shareholders wouldn't put up with it, and they have shareholders. You kind of lose the option to do that when you go public. Wonder if 1026 is the return of the Brawlers Guild. That stat about the first star amount of WoW making more money than Wings of Liberty is insightful. Mm-hmm. Brawlers Guild was fun. I don't necessarily want it every patch, but I like them bringing it once in a while. I like the atmosphere of Brawlers Guild. I could do with a little bit more sharding. I remember having to wait like 15 people in line to even try, and that was a bit much. I would log on at like 3 in the morning so that I could, I would log on like at really weird times just so that I could, you know, like have like a 0 or a 1 person queue so I could like work on them. But I like the atmosphere of just like, you know, you're buffing people as they die and like watching people try the fights and stuff like that. It made for a cool social event. I was that person in the corner yelling, "Get bruised!" Barnacles has got less gear than the Hunter, so he's more likely to actually get something that he could use. I think we might have... He still has an Explorer belt and Explorer bracers. But I think everything else is better and better. His gear's really come a long way. He's gotten quite lucky. We've got, in our first like week plus 1 reset of playing him, we've got ourselves a 4 set. And I crafted 2 pieces, and I had the 2 Worm's Crest, one from finishing the campaign and one from finishing the rep, which finishing the campaign gave me. So I've got a 476 Lariat, and I've got a 476 ring with a Verdant Tether on it, just to get a second embellish running. Cozy games bet decorating, collecting, make cosmetic microtransactions hurt. That's why I like one thing about New Horizons. They did sell DLC once, but it's for the most part kind of that older fashioned style of thing where like there might be event items and stuff, but like I'm not buying decorations. There's not the option to buy decorations for my house that are just straight up for money. And I really hope they don't do that for the next one because I think that would kill it for me. Cash, what are you trying to say? I know that there was a typo, but I don't know where you're trying to go. Appreciate that you also seem to be wearing a druid in your shirt, too. Oh, yeah. I love this sweater. I wear it maybe more than I should. And it's not, you know, there's nothing wrong with wearing a favorite shirt a lot, but sometimes when you have, like, your super comfy things and they're all you want to put on, it's like, am I becoming one with the earth? Miss Villagers in Wild World, where they had character. And this is not consistent with what other people have said, but I've found that to be fair, the personality types do have a lot of the same lines, especially when you don't know each other know them very well. But I found that as I get my friendship rank up with my New Horizons villagers from gifting and stuff, they send very unique and specific letters, or like have very, like, I think they added in more dialogue at some point. I think they've patched it since it came out. I haven't had that experience. Wow, 3 of my favorite t-shirt years ago, still have one unworn in reserve. I'm thinking about, for the next time I do my pants inventory, just finding a really good pair of pants that I'm comfortable with, that I can kind of wear everywhere, and probably in black so that they're a little bit easier to pair with stuff. And then just getting like 4 of them. But I also think that getting a puppy accelerated the aging process of a lot of my clothes. Any content about catching up in Dragonflight? I don't. It's a great idea. I don't have anything specifically like that. Curious to check out Delves when they're out next XPAC. Mage Belden, thank you for the 38-month resub. Merry Christmas to your whole household, Hazel. Hope it is cozy, safe, full of love and joy. Thank you very much. I'm not thinking jeans, no. I need things that I can sit in and shrimp in and curl up in and go out in, and I'm basically thinking like joggers, because yeah, I love the way the denim looks, but I have the ability to wear it maybe one day out of 20. New traders post rewards up in Wowhead. Any chance I'll check them out? Maybe. Yeah, maybe after well, I know I'm just one dungeon into this, but maybe after these time walkings, after we get the cash on Barnacles, take a look at it. Shrimpin'. Shrimpin's where it's not a good idea. It's where you curl up your body into a shrimp shape, and then you sit either on the floor or maybe on a couch or something, and then you just become comatose there, generally speaking, watching something or consuming kind of content. It's more of a stationary form. You might also say you're shrimping at your desk chair if you're like sitting at your desk and you're like this, especially if you have like your knees up like this. If you're doing this situation, that's, oh, I'm dying. That's a different kind of shrimping. If you're doing that kind of situation, that's very much shrimping. Also very bad for you. Not so good for your back. I used to do that a lot. I'm working on it. I'm very slowly untangling my shrimp. Shrimp over desk. Oh. Shrimp almost killed everyone. I messed up my knees. I have a bad habit of putting pressure on my knees when I'm sitting on the ground eating dinner. I like to eat dinner sitting on the floor by my coffee table, and I do this thing where I'll like bend up really, and I'll kind of lean on my knees. It's not good for them. I need to just practice sitting cross-legged at least. I don't have to sit at a table, but I need to not do what I'm doing. Gremlin. Right until you hit 35, your body's like, yeah, stop that. Yeah, I never figured out why I'm so averse to sitting normally. It got me in a lot of trouble as a kid. And it's getting my back and knees in trouble now that I'm past 30. And I'm trying to work on it, but like, other people don't seem to struggle with this much. They seem to just like sit in a chair and they're like, yep, I'm sitting down. You know. Why is that not good? It's if you do it for long periods of time and you're doing that consistently, you're going to overstretch some muscles and others are going to get very tight and it pulls your spine out of whack. Sitting normally uncomfortable for you? Yeah, kind of. Or like it won't be physically uncomfortable, but like I'm uncomfortable. I generally will at the very least twist my legs or stick a foot under my butt or like, you know, spread everything out on the floor and then curl over it there. There you go, that's why you don't do it. But sitting normally is much better for all of the bendy parts. Yeah, I've heard, I don't know. I've heard that also. Sponge Pog Square Kex, which is quite a name. And that's like the funniest thing to me because like, why? But yeah, who's to say? Great, something worth improving. I have this completely unrealistic fantasy. Oh no, Phil. That one day I'm just going to think the perfect thought and I'm just gonna have some kind of an epiphany, and then like my spine will stretch and my limbs will unfold like a butterfly, and I'll take a big deep breath, and I'll do all the things I've been avoiding for 30 years, and I'll ascend as a beautiful phoenix into the sky, and then all of the people will talk about the Pokemon that bless the world for eons to come. Like, and all I have to do is just think the perfect thought, and that's why I think so much, is I'm trying to think the perfect thought. Weird fantasy, right? Whole "I can't sit normal" meme in an old phase. See also neurospicy. And I've read those things, and I, you know, they certainly apply, but like, why? For what? Yeah, I love the idea of a kotatsu. I kind of want to get one for my home one day. The problem is that I only am going to have room for one dining table. If that. Like, that's like the floor space is kind of at a premium. And if I ever want to have my parents over, or well, my mom over to eat, she might not be so fond of sitting on the floor with me. You know, like not everybody wants to do that. You need a why. I always want whys. I also sometimes want for whats. Which is like why, but with more sarcastic energy. What if you get some excellent floor cushions? I think the problem is getting up off of and getting back down onto the floor. But largely getting up off of it is sometimes difficult. But yeah, it sounds nice to me. It also means that all of your food is at dog height, which is great if your dog is an adult with good impulse control. My dog is a puppy with pretty good impulse control for a puppy. We're working on it. He's really good. But you definitely have to like keep an eye on the food if you've got your food at puppy height and you're eating. Yeah, you got to know where he is and what he's doing, because he'll keep an eye on it for a while before he gives up. Something I appreciated when I finally shelled out for a bed frame a few years after moving. Like the height of it. I found out yesterday that a California king bed is not wider than a regular king bed. It's actually narrower but longer. It's for tall people. I thought it was just like an enormous bed because the things are just like huge in California because, I don't know, that's like a big state. They've got a lot of space. They can afford to have like wide beds. No, they're longer. They must be taller in California. Feel betrayed. I'm just gonna get, instead of carpet in my bedroom, I'm just gonna get an enormous room-size mattress. And I'm gonna build a nest. This dungeon is all kinds of things. Dog is a Great Dane lab. All food at dog height. Puppy Finley earned the nickname Cheesy Bread Stealer. Finley. Aww. How was partner's cake? Well, I haven't made it yet. The birthday's tomorrow. I'm gonna bake today, and I'm honestly freaking out about it. Mostly because my plan's not a plan, but like I don't want another plan because I've got like 4/10 of a plan. And no other plan will mesh with the existing parts of the plan that I'm unwilling to let go of. Mattress on the floor. Can't afford another frame at the moment. Yeah, it's fair. Sometimes it's like that. It's almost half a plan at least. I'm more confident about the dinner because I at least have a recipe for that. And I have all of the things. I made sure to buy all the ingredients that are needed in the recipe so I can like set everything up and that'll be fine. Got some adventure boots. Oh, item appearance. Give them cake batter. Cake batter good. Does your partner enjoy cooking? Sometimes. I'm not always a nice person to cook with though. I usually will kind of... Sometimes I can delegate and give jobs, but I have lately had a hard time saying things correctly. I feel like I used to be quite articulate, and that's gone now. And I like will want something, but I'll want it a specific way, and I'll be unable to answer any questions about what that is, and that's not very productive for cooking. It's easier for me to just do it so that I don't have to shove it through the word machine, because it feels like the word machine is a Play-Doh machine that's like all stuffed up with like soggy paper towels or something, and you're not getting anything through there. It's easier just to do it without needing to put it into words. And I don't know if I always had that problem. I feel like I developed that one. I think that one's new. Worked in restaurants my whole life. I can't stand people being in my kitchen. Speak is the first thing to go if I'm tired. Yeah. If I get overwhelmed enough, I just lose words and I just start saying my own name like a Pokemon. How you doing? Hazel. Oh no. Hazel. It would be cute if it wasn't so annoying. Thought I was the only one that would rather just do it than try to delegate in the kitchen. But I'm also, it's not like a huge job. I think if I was trying to do like a Thanksgiving dinner and I had like 7 dishes to make, then delegating is a very good idea. Although sometimes that can just mean like telling different people to like bring a dish that they make in their own kitchens and bring over. That might make more sense. Partner often says, hand me the mimes tongs with hand gestures, sign language. Or I'll just start saying like surrounding words or words that like remind me of it. Prepped holiday meals for 10 people every year for 30 years, had it down to an art. That's wizardry. That is witchery. That is magic. I could never. I don't know about never. I'm sure if it was like life or death, I could do it. I think I might die at the end of it though. I would choose death. Or not choose it, but like I would just finish making the meal and I would just like sink into a puddle on my kitchen floor. Got my first haircut 8 or 9 months. Takes 10 minutes, but man, do I hate it. Getting out and getting a haircut or the haircut. Oh, they ask what I want. I'm like, I don't know. Pictures I found have been very helpful for that because I used to be awful at describing what I wanted to until I like consumed way too much haircut content, and then I was like, actually, I would like this part to be this length, and I like this framing to be this shape and not this shape because I would like this thing to look like this. Way too much research, but in failing that because that's stupid. Pictures, good. You know, Google pictures of haircuts that you like, and then bring a couple of them in, even just on your phone. I think is pretty normal. And then be like, I like this. Can you make me look like this? And then a good hairstylist will either be like, yeah, or they'll be like, you know what? This person looks completely different than you, so I can do that, but it's not going to turn out like that for this reason. Maybe we try this thing, depending on, you know, if they're, how good they are and how different you look for the person of whose photo you supplied. Key's getting everything ready before you need it, so important. There's probably also a world in which you start like days in advance and you do a couple of things and then you freeze them and you do a couple of things and they're like ready to go so that you're not doing so many things at the last minute. And I think my problem is I'd be like, well, dinner's on Thursday, so I guess I'm going to start cooking at like 3 o'clock on Thursday, and I would try to do like 8 hours of stuff in like 2 hours, and that would be a mess. Time management. Get number 1 all over. Nice and simple. Yeah. Works out. Trying to grow up bangs painful. Oh man. It's a question of how much you like cute hairbands and clips and stuff. Got 20 minutes to cook? That's why ovens have a high setting. Oh my god. So in that show that I watched, there was an insane scene where 2 people who don't have a lot of experience in cooking are trying to figure out how to bake these kind of delicious looking like onion goat cheese tarts. And the one of them is like, all right, the recipe calls for 375. And the other one's like, but we're putting 2 in. We're doing 2 tarts. So we should put it up to 450. So that they both cook thoroughly, otherwise they're going to absorb too much heat and it's not going to be cooked. And the other person's like, I don't know. And the other person's like, yeah. And then they're like, we should call somebody. And thank God they called somebody. And we're like, if we're doing 2, should we put it up to 450? And the person on the phone's like, no? Question mark? Why would you think that? And like, I can understand the logic of how they thought that, but that was very validating to watch because I'm not the only person that has insane problems. It's... It was so funny. Oh. I don't like male haircuts that are considered nice anymore. Did the picture method once they told me that I won't look good with how my hair is falling ever since. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of struggled with the picture method for a long time because I would generally bring in pictures of people that had nice, smooth, straight hair, and I have frizzy, porous, curly hair. It's like, well, we can do this if we blow dry it. You want to blow dry your hair every day? Okay. You don't have your options aren't great. If you cook 1 egg, it takes 5 minutes. How long do you cook 5 eggs? One day I might grow this mop out again. Or try and grow it out and then be like, you know what? Nope, bald! And then start all over again. But if I wanted to get any longer than this, then I need to have some kind of a curl cream of some description. Or like a heat protector and a blow dryer. I need to have one of those two things. Because otherwise it's just going to get like straw. And that's how it starts, you know? I like that my bathroom doesn't have a bunch of hair stuff in it right now. It's nice. It's been a nice year. I've been bald adjacent for a whole year and it's been awesome. Couldn't stand the thought of going to a barbershop. Shaved my head for 2 years. It was free. Yeah. Being able to do it at home is really, really nice. There's a boss over here. Some of them have left. Get some curl cream too. Never know what to get. It's mind destroying because there's a ton of different formulations, and what's right for somebody's curls could be completely wrong for your curls. And trying to figure out what your hair specifically needs is... I've never found a better way to do it than actual trial and error, which is very expensive if these are expensive products. Your hair might need something heavier, it might need something lighter, it might need something with hold, it might want something with less hold, maybe you need hold and then you need to like scrunch it out. Maybe it just needs moisture. There's a lot of science and it's just brain melting. Where is this tank going? There are bosses. Hello? Tried so many different tips, came to no poo. Been there. Shaved your head around the same time my son was born. Crazy that he and your haircut are almost a year old, right? Had more products with short hair. Blame that on cowlick. It's taking a detour. Try long hair. Took me 3 weeks of long hair to say heck with it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe one day I'll grow it out again, but I think if I wanted to put more energy into my look or my aesthetic or whatever you want to say, I would probably try harder with, or put more effort into getting dressed. Not like that I would wear different clothes, really. I like my big, comfy, oversized clothes. I feel quite cool in them. I just would maybe, I don't know, pair them with more thoughts. Put a couple extra thoughts in the head. Maybe take some actual pictures, but I don't know. It's not top of my list. How about getting ripped? That does sound appealing. I think that would solve some of my problems. Did we do it? One more left. Working out feels great for many people. If only I could have at-home gym. You can have some free weights that don't take up a huge amount of space, and you can do quite a lot with bodyweight exercises and free weights. The problem is that the gym, I feel like, is 25% about the equipment that's available, and it's 75% about the fact that you got yourself out of bed and you put on your workout stuff and you got all the way there, so you're gonna exercise. When you take away all those barriers to entry, it's so much easier to be like, well, no, never mind, I'm not going to do it, because like the commitment and the environmental support and effort isn't there. It's much easier to just leave the free weights sitting where they are and not touch them for months on end than it is to, I mean, it's also easy to not go to the gym. Plenty of people pay for a gym membership they don't use, but like if you can get yourself to the gym, I feel like that's a lot of the battle already done. I say this as someone who is currently in pain from an effective training session this morning. There's currently big drama in France because the new Miss France has a pixie cut. Oh, how dare she? I haven't seen it, but I'm sure she's gorgeous. I have my weights right next to my desk, trip over them, then remember to use them. This still doesn't work very well. Go to the gym to sit around and trash talk. Attach your bars to your squish, use them as weights, make a montage. But they're not very heavy. Or we attach the squish to the dumbbells, and then you make them, and then you actually work out with the actual weights, but there's squishmallows involved and it's cuter. Had a friend that made a workout part of a broomstick with jugs filled with water tied to them. There's ingenuity. There's also the approach of giving yourself a workout by just getting really into your chores. You know, maybe you don't need the gym. Maybe you just need to actually scrub your tub properly. Not saying that you don't, but if you've never tried it and you've never done it, that is some elbow grease. It will keep you busy for a while. Thought we were chill about pixie cuts already. Yeah. I like our little bubble here where we're chill about it. I think that we've kind of weeded out anybody that would have a problem with it. Like last year, they're gone now. So everybody that's left is pretty chill. How goes time walking? It's nice. It's good. I'm on my last dungeon on Barnacles, and I think this is the last one I need to do because I'm not going to worry about it on my main, and I'm not setting up anywhere else this week. Have you got any favorite books at the moment? I am reading my way through Discworld novels. I'm reading them in order of release, so I'm kind of jumping around between series a bit. I'm in Sorcery right now, but I love all of them because they're just such a cute, cozy place to just like... It's such a weird, wacky world, and it's written in such an easy-to-read and quirky, whimsical way that it's just a nice place to be for a while. I'm enjoying them a lot. When I finish this one, I think I'm just going to buy like a big pack of the next 5 of them. Discworld novels. Discworld. This one's called Sorcery with a U. Because you're like the source of magic. But they've all been nice. I've enjoyed all of them. What did you end up with starting with? I started with the Color of Magic, and I've just been going in release order. People and I did that, and everybody's like, "No, it's not the best one," and then I enjoyed it anyways. Like, it was nice. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. So I'm just going in release order. But they're good. Have you seen the January Trading Post goodies? There are too many good ones. I haven't yet. After this dungeon, I'll sit down and take a look at them. First experience with my Discworld, really liked it. I'm a little worried for after I run out of Discworld because then I'm going to be like really out of luck, but yeah, I have a lot of books before then, so. Maybe by then I'll be ready for a reread of something. I haven't done a Song of Ice and Fire reread in a while. I told myself I wasn't going to reread a Song of Ice and Fire until there was another book ready. And I think my boy George might be retired. I don't know if he knows it yet. I don't know if he's admitted it to himself, but I don't know if it's happening. But that's okay. Might be waiting a while. Yeah. George doesn't owe me anything. I hope he's happy. I did watch the Game of Thrones TV show. I haven't rewatched it in forever, and I don't know if I would, but I did watch it. It started out very faithful to the books, and then it went wildly off the rails at the end. But, you know, they wrapped it up. It something. I wasn't angry at it, I just don't know if I would watch it again. I did not watch House of the Dragon, no. I haven't seen a lot of new things lately. Alright. Those are very fast. Hey, Miss Nutty. Hello, how are you? I think I have 3 pins. These ones are black and this one is pink, and this one must be a different brand because it doesn't have the same letters on it. But it has some hearts on the little clippy thing, which I didn't know. Yeah, they're different brands. Thank you. Thanks for the luck. Good luck. What are we gonna get? I got a belt. Ooh, I had an explorer belt. I actually need that. The stats are basically the same as what I had before, so it's just a straight item level upgrade. Happy with that. That'll do. Plus some transmog. And then I want to turn in once again the swirling vial. Yeah, it's not so bad. The Santa Claus truth. You like him? He is barnacles. I didn't really think of him as being much of a Santa figure. Like, he's got like a little bit of a white beard, but he's also got like a blind eye and a big scar, you know. And he likes crop tops. Although all of my male characters like crop tops. It's a bit of a thing. I'm going to Shattrath. That's this way. Oi. Santa that's seen some stuff. I'm sure Santa's seen some stuff. It's going into all kinds of houses at nighttime. Okay. And then anything that I need the Mog from. Not on this character. Alright. Let's clean up the bags. And okay, well now he's Santa. We'll clean up the bags. And then I'll take a short break, and then when I come back I want to look at this January trading post stuff that they've unlocked. Also, remember at the beginning of the stream where the cat was walking all over my desk and I was like, listen, I wonder if I put this heating pad on the floor, if you will sit on that instead, if that's what this is about. And it 100% success rate. She is planted on that. That is precisely what she's wanted, and I bet you that's why she was getting in front of the screens. I think she learned a long time ago that she can get my attention by getting in between me and whatever I'm doing. This. Those are learned from another item. Cloth. I don't need any adventurer stuff. Unless it's like bracers, but even then, we're gonna get better bracers. I know it. Get these all sorted out. Nice to have clean bags. Okay. These ones. I aspire to look like particles. I will be right back. Alright. I'm gonna look at the Trading Post thing. Wasn't Stormlight Archive another book series that, like, famously wasn't finished, though? Because I've been holding off on starting that one because I was waiting for it to be over. Alright, Wowhead. Wowhead. Show me January Trading Post. Link me to the original. Alright, let's get all cozy and take a look at this. Dune was famously never finished, you read that? Yeah, but like, the 6 of them, it was finished, just not by the original author. Like, the first 6 actual books. It feels different to me. Is there... Oh, for a second I thought there was a Horde logo on her watch. I was thinking, eh? Ring in the new year with the January Trading Post. Oh, it's New Year's again. Time is on your side. Doubt it. With this month's signature item, the Golden Mobile Timepiece Transmog. New activities to finish, available to help players catch up at the 1 week before the end of the month. I've never run into that, but I'm sure it's good. Like that you can get extra stuff done in the last week if you come into it late. Pets, mounts, and toys. 2 mounts and a pet. And they're all brand new. There's a time-lost salamander, which is kind of adorable. There's an armored pterodax. And a jeweled copper scarab. That is too many. You can't afford them all. 2 mounts and a pet. And then of course, the fill the bar reward is the watch. Let's look at the armor transmogs. There are some... Let's see if we can zoom these in a bit. Some more totem backs. Solemn Watchman's Garb. Oh, that's kind of cool. There's a yellow version of the Blade Master stones. This is kind of neat. I don't know if I'll get it, but I like that a lot. 650 tender for the whole set. Yeah, it seems that the Philip the Bar reward is the watch. And then you've got a yellow cloak. Oh, there's another whole set. Waste Wander Tracker's Kit. What in the Fallout is that? It's like post-apocalyptic. It's strange. It's a bit odd for WoW. I mean, I guess it's cool. It's weird. Ooh, desert gowns. The re-updated. There's a yellow version of the updated gowny thingies. Are they gonna have like basically like a? They need to make some kind of pants that you can mog with these that give you the full thigh cutouts, and not like big bands around your hips or legs. And then I like this shirt. I like it. My hunter needs that. I don't know if I want it in orange, but like it's only 50. Yeah, they're updated versions of the AQ things. Why does it say item type legs for the shirt? I'm sure they're just confused. Yeah. There's a cloak. Typo, probably. Shnar's themed stuff. But see, some people I'm sure like the old version, so if they updated the old texture, it would get rid of the old one. I'm sure some people wouldn't want that. There are gloves, which I'm sure match with this. You could put them with the gown. They're maybe a bit more orange. Those boots are really cool. There's like a furry tabard. There's a carrot-colored sarong. 100 tender. I feel like I have to stop buying the sarongs. I have enough of them. Ooh, this is cool. Oh, and that's 500 tender. So, like, I remember they were like, listen, so yeah, there's more stuff on the trading post. But, like, it's cool because a lot of it is repeat stuff. Like, it's more stuff that's coming back. These are all, or at least most of them, are, like, brand new. Oh, and then there's the weapons. There's a bulwark. There's the staff. Heavily stitched wallet. Yeah, the coins thing. Some of them are repeat. Which ones? There's also that same thing as a shield. And then there's a gun. And yeah, the bonus reward is the watch. Fits under flared sleeves and bulky gloves. You might find it necessary to adjust your attire to see this gleaming time tracker. Yeah, there's typos because they're still saying the bonus reward is Buttercup the Baby Miss, which is last month. They just need to fix this thing. I mean, the watch is cool, but like... it's cool and it's a bit unique. But you could have put it on the trading post for like 250 tender, and I don't think I would have bought it. There's so many really cool things here, like complete sets. I like it when they do mounts or like complete armor sets for the fill the bar reward. Even pets are like iffy to me, and I collect pets. Does it go with a waste of time? That's a good question. Yeah, I think the watch is neat, but like... I suppose it's not up to me. I'm never going to be able to afford all the mounts. Dino mount to the voodoo drip, you know? Watch one appear in my evoker. Won't we see much under other stuff? Yeah, you'd have to make a set that like shows it off. I just don't see myself ever using that, and I'm going to be way too broke to get the rest of this stuff. I feel like you just got to prioritize whichever things speak to you, and you kind of have to let go of like, oh, I need to get all of the mounts or like whatever, or like all of the armor sets. Like you just can't afford everything. Key to the watch to make a bronze flight themed mug. Trying to save for spring. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of stuff. I love the Witch Doctor frame cloak. I think that's really cool. It's 500 tender though, and there's also 2 mounts and a pet. I don't know, man. I held on to 800 tender, so I have, and I'm going to carry that into next month. But I also do want to save some stuff for spring. I don't know what I'll do. Something, I'm sure. Are there mounts with the same model as that scarab? It looked a bit different. There's mounts with similar models. I don't know if there's anything with the same model, though. Let's learn from another item, and that's learn from another item. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I got some lovely item level in this guy. One of the 12-month subs was the teal scarab. Wonder if the troll cloak gonna match the troll heritage armor. What do I want to do? Get a hat bigger than Rosticon's. I was replaying the Battle of Dazar'alor for like on a transmog run, and I was reflecting on how it was kind of brutal that we're like not only busting into the palace, but we're not, you know, deposing the king. We're not exiling the king. We're busting into the palace. We're gonna kill the king. I know there's like more to the story than that, but it's a lot. January's gonna be hard in my tender wallet. Yeah. Because you get like, what, 1,000 tender in a month? It's not very much. Heading out. Have a good one. See you later. You too. I know I could just vendor those, but... There we go. Get a couple more item IDs. Tall geese on a 3-stream streak. Wish I could swap time walking badges between characters. Yeah, I always kind of figured that as somebody that plays it every month and never misses a trading post, I would feel like I had not everything for the trading post, but like a good amount of the stuff. And I mean, you'll have more stuff than somebody that doesn't do trading posts every month, but like, I don't know. Doesn't feel like a good amount of stuff. So I did my time walking. I'm not going to worry about it on Inksy. I don't really know what she's doing anymore. I feel like she's kind of sort of done. I've got all my portals done. I've got my AOTC done. Her gear could be like optimized a tiny bit more, but we've got the heroic raid down to a one-night farm. So it's kind of not strictly necessary. Get the word and transmog if you've done the 12 TP things. Yeah. Infinite stuff to aim for. Good problem to have. Yeah. I've certainly geared up a lot more alts this patch than I have previously. Do I want to do any keys? And if so, do I want to do low keys? Do I want to do medium keys? I don't know if I want to do keys today. I enjoyed doing the very chill time walking dungeons. That was nice. Do I hear the ruffling of rusty feathers? Oh, sure, why not? Let's take somebody, shall we? Let's take Anthus. Actually, how am I gonna do that? Getting out there is the worst. Keys might be a weekend thing. Yeah, maybe. Take the chance. It's beautiful, man. Do you have a Mechagon portal? I don't know. They weren't... There was never a... Oh, right. Like a... I would have one on somebody. I don't know who. It might be the human, because if that was... I don't know, man. Oh, look. My bags are full of garbage. Oh, dear. I must have done some transmog farming. I think I was transmog farming during BlizzCon, and then they announced the War Within, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'm done transmog farming. I guess that's it forever. Or not forever, but like until the future. Let's just vendor all this stuff. What could it possibly be? I don't think I need any of it. Get it all out of here. I have the worst stuff on here. Do I have any undead pets that would need those stones? Why are my add-ons all off? Anyone in your raid got the legendary drop yet? Yeah. The first one went out last night, and it was so funny. We have 3 Death Knights, 2 DPS and a tank, and other people that are also eligible. And it dropped for our lovely Ret Paladin, who is famously the brokest person in our guild. He's got like 5k gold to his name. He's gonna need some crowdfunding. I think some people are probably gonna help him get the stuff to get it actually made. It was very... I enjoyed it thoroughly. I was so happy. Gave him the gold from the guild bank for R1. I'm just glad it's not on my class. I don't want to see it. I don't want to get it on an alt. Scary's not touching for wreck. I don't want to see it. I'm looking for... Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I had any undead pets that needed level stones. Because I have a couple just hanging out on this character. I do. I have Drakazet the Wrathful. I have the red mummy from the trading post. Apparently is halfway leveled. Also into our poorest person. Anybody want this upgrade stone? Filter by rarity. There's I actually really like this Folia pup. I know I could find a rare one, but I'm just gonna get those things out of the way. Alright. I'm heading somewhere. I'm heading on a random favorite mountain so that I can fly. I want to go to Rustfeather. Right? Yeah. That's right. Where's my Brutus? I don't know why my first instinct when I log into any of these characters is to like clean up their bags, but It's hard to repress. I figured I would just do it once. It was a suggestion. I don't know. Trying to be flexible. I didn't have any better ideas that I was excited about at the time. I want to vendor that. I want to sell the rousing order, I think. Stuff that Ripsy got just somehow getting... How on earth did I get Ripsy to 70 is a great question. I do not remember leveling her. It must have had to do with time walking, but like, what would I have done as a rogue? How did I get my rogue to 70? I don't know. I don't know how to play her. I don't know what any of these buttons do. What item were we on for ATT roulette? It was the paladin tier legs from 10-man Naxxramas, and that's on permanent pause until War Within pre-patch. I'm going to Rust Feather, so we gotta go to Borealis. Probably Wrath time walking. Yeah, it must have been time walking. 70 rogue, I'm absolutely terrible. It's just, it feels like one of my characters that should be at 60. Like, I just don't feel like I've touched it since. Like, what am I even wearing? Nothing. I don't know what this Mog is. Do I have enough gold to fix it? Yeah. That's what her Mog is supposed to be. It's not that weapon. She uses, 2 of these, rotating daggers. Of course the search doesn't work. Why would it? We're also... Oh, you can't Mog it to a dagger. Oh, it's because it's not a dagger. Oh, I see. I need something else that fits then. This is clearly very important and not something I can do while I'm waiting for Rust Feather to spawn. This is something I can do while I'm waiting for Rust Feather to spawn. Alliance people I think just kind of have to fly if they don't have a Mythic Plus portal or like one of those consumable things. I know Horde gets like an actual port there. Yesterday I did an axe run for the old school stuff and the most metal one-handed mace ever. The last stream. But you know, it's a nice flight. We get to enjoy these nice BFA zones. Timed at one point the flight path there took like 5 minutes or something. Yeah, I used to just park characters out there and leave them there, but I haven't committed to having all my characters in any particular farming spot for a long time. The last one was Karakta, but then I kind of became unable to farm Karakta. Like, it was, if I wasn't on stream, it was just too hard to find groups, and I could never remember when it was even supposed to spawn, because it, like, rotates, and then they did the thing about making the rares, like, not, I don't know. Karakta turned into kind of a mess. I'm procrastinating indefinitely, I suppose. That can drop a, what is a Silver Shell Defender? I'm getting confused. I can't solo a BFA world boss in this character, can I? Also, they're not even up. I'm thinking, wait, I need a chest guard of dire winds. Oh, holy moly. It is a nice flight, though. I love these zones. I think they're incredible. I want to fly there on a different mount. This bat's not, doesn't go. She would use a helicopter, wouldn't she? Do I have a helicopter? I have a Helicid. Helicopters are engineering mounts. I have, I mean, I have like these things. Or those things. Would you say they remind you of the Pacific Northwest? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair and accurate. Did you know there's a lot of different types of seagulls and they're not all just like seagull? I found this mind-blowing for some reason. Different types of gulls. Yeah, I was looking in my bird app and it was like, well, you could have seen a pelagic gull. You could have seen... There were other words for different ones. And they looked a little tiny bit different. And I'm like, I just go big gull, and because they're usually big. And I always thought that if one gull was bigger, like substantially bigger, that it was just like a really ripped one that got all the French fries. And now I'm like, well, what if it's just a bigger type of seagull? What if I've been fry shaming it for no reason? Like and there were certain seagulls that were at like the beach, the big beach, and they were like big ripped. It was crazy windy, and they were huge, and they were really strong. And I was like, those are like way cooler than like my city seagulls. And now I'm thinking maybe they're not even the same type of seagull. But I really like them. I think they're really pretty. I love the sound they make. Alright. I made it to rest. Are there still people here? Did everybody move on? Am I phased? Has the world changed? I know BFA was a while ago, but I've never seen people not lined up for rest feather. Am I gonna have to solo it? I'm not even in a spec. Wonder if you have to do intro Mechagon quests. Steven Seagal joke. I guess I'm just not really familiar with Steven Seagal. I'm assuming he's a celebrity. We have them here in Colorado, mile above sea level, thousands of miles from the sea. Remind me what mount rest feather drops. Oh, yeah, it's the, Junk Heap Drifter. This one. I have the shiny gold version of this, but, that was from the Mega Dungeon. Oh yeah, there's somebody here, okay. There's also another rare that drops another mount. There's the Arachnoid Harvester that drops the Rusty Mechano Crawler. I don't have that either. He's an actor from the 80s? Oh. Oh yeah, I was gonna fix my Mog while I waited for this. I hope that it doesn't die like immediately, because I was looking for a sword that kind of goes with my dreams. Or maybe like a mace. I'm looking, and I'll find something. But I'm looking for the same kind of orangey and purple. Or, you know, either or. Mostly orangey. And I want it to have like cogs or gears. That one's a little bit too industrial. It's actually pretty cool. Because I've got like the rotating dagger and I'm doing... That's actually kind of cool. I've got that too, actually. That's a little more like it because it actually matches with the purple. I don't know what happened with the name of that set. Oh, there's Rust Feather. Alright, are we ready? I'm gonna fight it. Yeah, it doesn't have the star, but it's here. I'm assuming it'll work. Hello? Do you wanna... I imagine they're running back to their keyboard as we speak. Because I feel like, I remember I used this character to farm Rust Feather back in the day. Okay, I think they tagged it. And now I've unlocked the Dream Wardens. That's so strange. One of these days, look at the map for the 4th boss of Mechagon. Be done with this terrible island. You don't like it? I liked it at the time, but I was overwhelmed because it released at the same time as Nazjatar, and it was just way too much content for me. It was a lot to keep on top of. Now, see, there's lots of people waiting for this one. What's up with that? Isn't that weird? Did everybody get Rust Feather already? Everybody farmed that one first because it was cooler? Why do your characters have an orange swirly circle? It's a trinket. A lot of them are using this Sands of Temporal Perfection trinket that you could get from like the Primalist BOA gear tokens. Yeah. Been almost 4 years since that patch. But maybe if there's enough people here. I want to look at all my Dream Infusion pets. Mounts. So if I look up the name of the vendor. Yeah, there's all the Dream Infusion mounts. There we go. It took me 520 attempts for Rust Feather. Oh. Alright, well, no luck, but I'll go pop her back at Rust Feather. It was a daily grind, right? Like it was a once a day per character thing? Huge mecha spider. Horrifying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ripsy can live out here. I don't have a Mechanome at all. I used to. Mechanomes are kind of cool. I'm gonna have to set myself up with some mount farms or pet farms because I can't mog farm until the War Within now. It just feels bad. And eventually I'm gonna want to stop doing alt keys and alt raids and I'm gonna want to just get into a nice grind. She had 2 pets. Yeah, I remember. There was also the mage was a Mechanome as well. But neither of them survived the gnome purge. If I was gonna make a Mechanome, not that I'm gonna, but if I was gonna, Mechanome Mistweaver is for some reason hilarious. Like extremely funny. Poor Mushroom Grandpa. Test transmog doesn't work on them. I mean, on some classes, I can't figure out how to transmog them, and maybe on a Mechanome I wouldn't have to. I'm not making anything, I'm just like playing with the character screen. You know, like you do sometimes. It always made me so confused that this is a race that will install cybernetic limbs for personal improvement, but like, you know, pink hair? No. Natural hair colors only. Mechanome Mistweaver. I'm just playing with the customizations. I didn't roll anything. Grabbing a staff and spinning their hands like a blender. I feel like if I was gonna do a Mechanome, I would want it to be the most modified. Like very obvious that it's a Mechanome. That color doesn't really matter in this context. Definitely the pinchers. It's just so funny. They're probably the race that looks best in full heritage armor. Yeah, they have awesome haircuts. Why are they so cute? I never considered a bald mechanim. Hope they give more customizations. Yeah, they don't have the most. Actual gnomes are also kind of lacking. They need some more. I could use more options. I don't know what, but just more. They're mecha gnome. Good racials too. But yeah, what can they be? They can be monks. They can be death knights. They can be warlocks. Priests. I have a gnome priest and no gnome rogue already. Mages. Hunters, and then of course warriors. Whoa. When she like stretches on her little ankles. Did you see that? The piston of her ankle stretches out when she lands. I've never seen that before in my life. When she's like doing her last stomp, they extend. That's incredible. There must be some really good extensions in the Mistweaver monk, or in like monk too. Like they must have some good stretches that like really use those. Go gadget. Multi-talented, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll do one day. I just feel bad that they're like underrepresented. I love that she's got all this like beautiful, you know, ceremonial bells, and then she's just gone pinch, 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 pinch. She's doing the lobsters. Only one way, I know, right? Is that like the hair color? I feel like the red's very popular. Brown's just like my natural hair color. But I'm not making her look like me because I don't have hair. And I also don't have you know, I don't have the squeezies. Didn't notice they have such cool haircuts. They've got lovely haircuts. I'm not gonna do it, but I want to play around with the body one too. Let's see. So if I was gonna make a male mechanim, which I'm not going to, but if I did, yeah, and then so I can't help but notice that that is the longest, the widest mustache that's ever happened. Holy. See, we're just not original enough when we do this. I like the rust fur a lot. It's got a little bit more depth and dimension than just like the shininess, I feel like. Ooh. Oh. You know, if I could have hair like that in real life, I would. You just need a good blow dryer. Aerodynamic. Yeah, you could do it. It is possible. Went away for 10 minutes for on a character creation screen. I was just reminiscing about mechanomes. I went and did a rust feather kill randomly, and I was just like, you know what I haven't enjoyed enough lately? It's mechanomes. Look at his little ding, 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 ding. It has to be a monk, and it must have the pinchers. Oh, they're so good. 2-finger gloves on to be more immersed. I don't think they can wear gloves. I don't think they can wear much. Maybe I'll do that after after I'm satisfied with the druid. I might want to try and play Barnacles through the heroic raid and through Keystone Master, just to kind of, maybe that'll be the goal that I'll set for healers, to give them a little bit of a higher goal than DPS or tanks. I don't know quite what I want to do for the hunter. I feel like I should play her more because she just got her 4-piece. And she could use the practice, but this one definitely needs more work. Economic Appreciation Day. Druid looks awesome. Isn't he cool? I feel like the Forest Lord antlers were made for him. Yeah. I think that tomorrow maybe I'll do more. Well, who knows what I'm gonna do. I'll do whatever we want, I suppose. I think I'm gonna leave a little early so I can maybe get my plans organized, so I can get my baking and my meal prep done today in good order, so that I'm ready to celebrate Partner's birthday tomorrow. He does look handsome. He looks powerful. He's got much better gear. He just needs me to learn to be a better Resto Druid. New Resto Druid is difficult. Like, I'm struggling with it. I need to practice it. Not sure about the speedos. I've never been more sure about anything. Thank you very much for joining me today. I forgot to post the stream VOD yesterday. I will get it up, and then I will get this one up at some point as well. So if you want to watch streams, but you want to watch them later and you want to watch them on YouTube, there is a YouTube channel for that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.